verse 12 and 13 to you again. For though by this time you ought to be teachers, you need someone to teach you again the first principles of the oracles of God. And you have come to need milk and not solid food. For everyone who partakes only of milk is unskilled in the word of righteousness. Now watch this part. And he is a babe. Now there are several reasons why they were immature. Verse 12 says this is because of unproductive days. He says, though by this time you ought to be teachers. And what does he mean by that? He means that given the length of time you have been a Christian, you ought to be teaching the younger believers. You know, there are 3 stages of Christian growth. The first stage is you're fed by others. Second stage is you feed yourself. And the third stage is you begin to feed others. If you really think about it, you and I have heard enough truth to change the world 100 times over. I mean, think about the sermons. If you've been a Christian for 20 years and you went to church every week and you heard one sermon a week, now that's just one sermon a week, 52 weeks, right? What? Actually 3 sermons a week. That's almost 1,040 sermons. 52 weeks, 30 years, 1 sermon a week, that's 1,560 sermons. 52 weeks, 40 years, that's 2,080 sermons. And that's a minimum. If you only heard 1 sermon a week and you were a Christian for 20 years, that's over 1,040 sermons. We have heard enough sermons to choke 100 mules. You have no excuse. If you've been a Christian for years, you should be teaching others.